couple of nights ago, I saw a dream about this muddy water that was rising up all over towns. And first, it formed these puddles, and as people looked at those puddles, some people just looked at it and said, well, where is it coming from? We had no rain. And some people just said, well, it's going to dry up. They ignored it. And as the water became ankle deep, some people again looked at that and said, well, where is it coming from? Why do we have this problem? But a lot of people said, well, it's going to be fine. It's going to dry up. The only thing we need to do is just get bigger cars with bigger wheels, and those ankle deep water will not bother us. And as the dream continued, and now the water became about knee deep, a lot of people said again, asked question, where's this water coming from? Where's this muddy water coming? But a lot of people said, well, the only thing we need to do is just tow boats behind us, and if we won't be able to drive cars anymore, then we'll just jump on the boats and we'll be able to drive the boats. And as I found myself already sitting in the boat, and majority of people would already drive boats, and the water covered majority of the earth, people realized that a lot of people will die. And again, a lot of people looked at it and said, where is it coming from? But majority said, we understand that a lot of people will die, but some people will live. And I woke up. I did not know what that was. I remember that dream crystal clear. I'm like, is it from you? What's going on with this? And then I realized, when I was thinking about this, I realized that a couple of nights before, I was studying about Sodom and Gomorrah. And let me just tell you this story from a different light, from a different perspective. When Lord came to Abraham, and he said, shall I hide from my servant what I'm about to do? And when Lord started to tell Abraham and said, okay, I'm going to the city of Sodom and Gomorrah because the sins of people rising into heaven. Abraham, it says Bible, Abraham stood in front of God, and it says he blocked the way. And he argued with him, and he's saying, will you destroy 50 righteous with the wicked? And then the number went all the way down to 10. And he was standing there, and he wanted to save the town. If that story would happen today, let me take myself for example. If God showed up to me and said, Yuri, I'm going to destroy this town because the sins of people are rising to heaven, and he's a just God, I'll be like, God, I can't say anything against your will and what you want to do. Let me just go get my family out of there and do whatever you have to do. But Abraham stood, and he wanted to save the whole town. He said, don't destroy the wicked with righteous. And God said, if there is 10 people, he would not destroy the town. So it made me think, if 10 righteous people would live in that town would still stand until today. If 10 righteous people would stay in that town, that's it, just live in that town would be alive and well. Guys, how much more today we can intercede, we can pray for the problems that's happening in the United States, ISIS, family, gender, all this thing that's happening, the confusion and the things that's happening in this world. And I love people. I'm not here to judge anybody. But we have strength. We're here to Abraham standing in front of God. He almost prophesied and said, hey, we the Christians need to stand, need to rise up. Pray for our towns. Knock on our neighbor's door and say, hey, how you doing? My name is so-and-so. Shine the light, because if 10 people could have saved Sodom and Gomorrah, we can save the United States today.